What's up, guys? C2113 here, and today I'm going to be looking at something that I picked up actually at a local sale at REI. They were having a sale, and this was 25% off. And normally, I honestly, especially with multi-tools like this, with pretty much with the exception of knives, I don't like to buy anything in store just because the prices are never really that competitive. And so I'll buy on Amazon. But actually, with the percentage off, 25% off, this came out to only 20 bucks. And that's actually $4 cheaper than Amazon. So I said, what the hell, let me get it. Because I've been looking at one of these for a while. So this is the Leatherman Style PS. And this is a TSA safe multi-tool. So obviously it doesn't have a knife or anything like that. But it does have scissors, pliers, and wire cutters on there. According to Leatherman, I'm guessing it's subject to change at any time if TSA decides to change their policies. It is certified to be safe to take through a security checkpoint. And that to me is pretty cool because I don't know if this is true for everyone, but it's a little bit. You feel like less of a man if you don't have a knife on you, right? Well, I feel like you're totally naked if you don't even have a tool on you, right? And so the nice thing about having the multi-tool is you still have some sort of tool, so you feel like you're not going to be left completely dead in the water if there's something you need to do, something you need to fix, or anything along the way while you're in transit. And not able to have access to your knife yet. And so this is what this is going to be about. So it's a pretty basic tool. Only has 8 different tools built into it. But nonetheless, it's very small. It's got a clip built in. So let's go ahead and get into the box. And I'm going to save you the struggles of opening this packaging. And I'll get back to you. Alrighty, guys, I've got the package open here, and here we have the tool. Made pretty easy work of it with my little Benchmade North Fork here. This is my EDC knife. A review coming for this, by the way, at some point. I've carried this knife daily for about a year now as my EDC, and I've absolutely loved it. It replaced my Triage, which also is a nice knife, but the stabilized wood and the smaller form factor was great for my, and still is great for my purposes. But anyway, back to the tool at hand here. So in the package, it'll come like this, and I will say, if you look at the back of the box, you'll see that it's a little deceptive in the sense that they sort of include the count of tools, which is a total of 8, and a lot of them are combinations. So I'll go ahead and open up all of the tools, the separate things, and you'll be able to see that. So let's start here, okay? So the pliers the spring is great. It's very smooth action. It's not stiff. It doesn't stick at all. You can see it pops very easily. So the spring is nice and strong. The cutters in here, these teeth are very sharp, although they are not replaceable like on the larger Leathermans. And the thing here is these teeth on the pliers themselves are very, very sharp, which is good. Okay, a lot of cheaper multi-tools, and even not as big name brand multi-tools, whatever molds they're using to make these jaws are very worn out, and so as a result the teeth are all rounded off. And the one thing you don't want on pliers is like rounded and sort of smooth teeth, because that defeats the purpose of getting leverage or grip on either a fastener or something you're trying to turn, especially. I mean, if you're just trying to pry something, that's not really going to help you that much. But definitely if you're trying to turn something that's stuck, getting a grip on that with the metal teeth is really important. So those two factors really do it for me. Also, there's very little play in this tool. So while it free swings very easily, and you can see it pops back, and it's very smooth. It's not wobbling all over the place. There's a little bit of play, obviously, because it's a pivot, but there's really not a whole lot of slop, and that's also nice. So we'll go ahead and close it now. And also, upon closing it, you'll hear, hopefully, let's see if you could hear that. There's a very strong detent, and it's not like a classic slip joint knife in the sense that if you think of like a Victorinox or something like that, something that I've always hated with the Victorinox was that I never really felt like it had a good detent, and I didn't really know if it was totally closed or not. And that's something that I always struggle with slip joints in general. And something about these is you can hear that it snaps closed, and it's very smooth. It doesn't feel gritty when it's opening, which is again something I always hate with multi-tools. So good job, Leatherman, on this. For such a small, inexpensive little tool, the build quality is quite nice. I will give you that. So next is the scissors here, which are very nice. The spring is very good. We'll go ahead and get some paper here, and if we cut that, well, if I could actually hold the paper correctly, cuts with no problems at all. So very nice and sharp there. The spring is good and strong. I've heard of other multi-tools where people complained of the spring breaking, but we'll have to see. That remains to be seen, obviously. But as I can tell so far, it doesn't seem weak at all or already stressed to the limit. In addition, there's not a lot of play in the scissors, and a lot of people take that for granted, but it's very important that the scissors are very close in tolerance, because if they're not, the blades won't line up, and instead of cutting thinner or softer paper, you'll just sort of roll it over the blades. And we've all experienced that with cheaper scissors, where instead of getting cut, the paper sort of does one of these, right? And then the blade just slips by the paper instead of cutting it. And you'll notice, even though I fold it over like that, it still just cut the paper. So that, again, very good. These scissors are very nice. And also the blades do open all the way, which is something that you can't really take for granted, because some of them, they're sort of captive, which can be nicer. You can't have one of these, right? Which makes it a little bit more confusing. Like, oh, where's my knife, my scissors? Oh, I gotta move this down. But it does make it easier if you ever wanted to sharpen these, if they ever got dull. Again, very nice. Now we'll go into the combo. Let's see, the combo, a flathead, Phillips screwdriver, and nail file. And that is here. So the nail file edge surface is right here, and it is indeed very rough. And if you're only filing nails with this, I can't see that getting dull or sort of smoothed out too quickly at all. Here is the combo flathead and Phillips. Now it's kind of a cheat, because obviously you can use a flathead screwdriver in a Phillips bit, but nonetheless, it's a nice tool to have. And obviously, fitting an actual Phillips head a bit would not only add thickness to the tool, it would also be very limiting, because actually using a flathead and a Phillips, you can get a lot more size out of this one single sized tool, as opposed to Phillips, which is, if you get an actual Phillips bit, it's very size specific, and if you get too small of a Phillips, you'll strip it out. Whereas this sort of tapered bit here allows you to try in various levels of sizes. Now obviously there are limits, but this gives you a slightly wider range of screws that you can use this on. Another thing is tweezers. So a lot of people don't really understand why I would want to have tweezers, or like why I think tweezers are important. But if you've ever gotten a splinter, or you gotten something on your skin or something like that, you'll know that tweezers are an invaluable tool to have. And especially since these are very nice. I'll go ahead and get some paper out again, and I'll grab onto it with tweezers. And I'm not killing this with my grip. And it's pretty well stuck in there. You can see it only just slips out. And if I really squeeze it, they are not coming out unless I really tug, okay? And that means these are very good tweezers, because the two ends actually totally made up perfectly in a flat line. Again, that's very important. The reason is, if you have tweezers on you, you can remove things like splinters, bee stingers. You can remove bee stingers or wasp stingers or insects in general. Ticks, you can remove ticks. What else? I don't know, if you have an ingrown hair, you could probably get, the point is, a tool like this is invaluable because of its medical uses and safety uses and that sort of thing, and as well as tool usage as well. But I think personally, for medical and safety reasons, it's really nice to have tweezers. Another thing, of course, that is very cleverly used on this knife is that the carabiner clip doubles as the bottle opener. So if you have a bottle, I don't have a bottle here with me, we'll just imagine this Zippo can is a bottle, but you'll just get it on there, and this will grab onto the edge of the bottle cap, and pop, it'll come right off. In addition, you've got a lanyard hole there, so you can either hook up a lanyard or put this on a keychain, so that it's always there with you. So overall, despite the limited number of tools on this multi-tool, I really do think it's nice, because again, it can go through airport security. And despite being able to go through airport security, this tool is far from, useless, or in my mind sort of gutted of useful things. Despite the fact that, yeah, you can't have a knife and all that, it allows you to have tools even when you can't carry your knife. And as a guy, I think, we always want to have a knife on us, so or some sort of tool. And without tools, at least for me, I kind of feel naked. So having something that I can take even through airport security with me on the plane, and to know that, in any situation I'll have something on me to try to fix something, it's nice. So in conclusion, guys, the Leatherman style PS is definitely good to go in my opinion. A great tool. And if you want something light and small for EDC, or something if you travel a lot, like you're a businessman, or you do a lot of air travel, and you can't take knives or other pocket tools with you on the plane because of the blades, this is a great option for you. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I will post a review once I've had this on me for at least a couple weeks, because I really do want to give you an honest opinion. But in my mind so far, this thing has impressed me just out of the box. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you have any questions or comments, again, leave them below, and I'll try to read them all.